is the best podcast on the planet.
Welcome to the best podcast on the planet. And I'm your host, Seth. Over there is Dale. Wave and say hi, Dale.
Hello.
We know which one is which. And then that's Holly right there. Holly's over there. Yeah. So we're starting off by, we were having a conversation of bad jokes. I shared a couple bad jokes that
please don't share them.
I'm not going to repeat. And so we're sharing what was the most embarrassing or worst joke you've ever told in public. Okay. And Dale and I have got a great story for when, for whatever reason, when we were doing the morning show, our church asked us to host their variety show. Remember the talent contest that the church
do
had?
I ever?
And they asked Dale and I to be the
Wait,
MCs.
did I go to that?
Yeah, I think so. I think you were there.
I remember going to something like that.
Wasn't
and
Ralph
being
there too?
embarrassed. So that sounds about right.
Being
Probably,
embarrassed?
yeah.
Why were you embarrassed? You shouldn't have been embarrassed.
It happened a lot.
Well, okay, I can't deny that. All right, so first of all, Holly, you got to tell what's your worst joke. Do you have one?
Well, she can't tell it on here, Seth. If that's the worst joke, I mean,
yeah, you can. Nobody's gonna listen. Nobody listens. Nobody watches this show, so it's perfectly safe.
I mean,
this one episode they would find. Trust me.
Yeah, right? This will go viral or something, knowing my luck.
Right.
Like,
did you hear about that girl that works in the ministry out there? She told this joke on YouTube and on their podcast. It was wrong, man. Totally wrong. All right, what about you, Dale?
Yeah.
Huh?
All right.
That was good. Thanks.
Nothing like.
Because I was like, I got nothing.
Nothing.
I have things where I put my foot in my mouth. I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
But I don't have any intentional jokes
Or tongue
that were
slips
bad.
and stuff like that.
Sure.
Oh, I have lots of those, but none of them were intentional,
Yeah.
and I've intentionally pushed them out of my mind.
Sure.
Seth did one the closing of our last show, and maybe put the clip in right here. Like, insert the clip right here and go.
Maybe so. I asked.
Just like that.
Dale and I did the last podcast because, Holly, you couldn't be bothered to join us.
Oh, yes.
And so
sorry.
I was saying if anybody has any suggestions that they would like to share, and it was late and I was tired and it came out. If anybody has any suggestions they'd like to share, that's the way it came out. And I was like, no, don't share that. It's not that kind of podcast, and it's not that kind of YouTube channel. So don't share that.
I know. I was wearing a different shirt, and I had to change because of what the top word is. Because you know how if there's words on a shirt, but if you only see one of them, it might be dangerous. You know.
Right.
So it's an organization called Porn Kills Love. But porn is the top word, so I chose not to wear that today. You're welcome.
Would have been hilarious. That would have been. I thought again, Holly, not that kind of podcast, not that kind of YouTube channel. But thanks very much. You probably get some interesting looks when you wear that, though, don't you?
I do, and everyone kind of I guess they just see the first word, and it's like you don't see the rest. But okay,
got to add it up in your head.
Okay.
What is she doing?
Right.
Okay. So worst, most embarrassing. I don't think it's the most embarrassing because there's a lot of those for me. But one it was probably the one time in our professional career where Dale was actually the voice of reason. Do you know which one I'm talking about? The joke I'm talking about?
The joke. Yes.
Okay. So we are doing this MC gig for our local church, which was, for those who don't know, it was a big Baptist church, right? Mm-hmm. Very conservative, blah, 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 blah. So we're doing this MC gig for the variety show. And, in between acts, we'd get up and we'd talk a little bit. We'd kind of tell a joke or a humorous story or something like that. And it was going great until I told Dale as we were about to go on, I said, I'm going to do a Voldemort joke. And, how'd he lose his nose was in a tragic accident with Got Your Nose, And I said, I'll set it. Not here. Mm-mm. I said, oh, come on. I said, everybody here is watching. I said, I know that, we don't watch Harry Potter because it's evil. But everybody in the audience has seen Harry Potter. They have. Everybody has.
Yeah.
They have.
Sure.
Because, listen, we had people at parties come to us, leadership of the church come up to us in group settings, dinners and so forth, and go, I just want you to know that we listen to your show and we think you're funny. But don't tell anybody else, okay? Right? Literally, that would happen. So I knew. It's like, come on, you bunch of hypocrites. Laugh at the joke. I threw the joke out there, delivered it well. Didn't I, Dale? Did I? You can be honest.
Yeah. Nothing worse than Christian crickets.
Yeah, I was going to say crickets.
Threw it out there.
Crickets.
And you would have thought that I just slapped somebody's grandmother on stage. It died. And I'm like,
oh, that's great.
Wow, Dale was right. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. It's like, what? It's not like I'm John Christ's PR agent up here. Okay. Come on. Anyway.
The whole radio thing, when you're on stage, like, especially if you're with one of your co-hosts, the worst thing to do is like something that you do in the studio, because there are people that may not listen and they don't get the inside jokes and stuff like that.
Inside jokes are horrible. That's one of the things that we learned really quick is anytime you listen to a podcast or a radio morning show and all they're doing is throwing inside jokes around, it gets boring really fast, because what that does is it alienates the audience. Nobody's in on the joke, and why do I want to go to a party where I'm just going to stand around and be ignored? I don't want to do. And so that's horrible radio, and it's horrible podcast. But one of the things that I think it kind of leads into what I was going to talk about today is, what we were going to talk about today.
For a therapy session. Podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent Holly. I sent everybody a text. I said, "Hey, we're going to get together and record the podcast." And Holly's response was, "Yeah, I'm ready for another therapy session." And it's like, so am I. Anyway,
it's about right.
So one of the things that we've talked about on this podcast is communication, right? Mm-hmm. And throwing a joke out about Harry Potter to a conservative Baptist audience, not good communication. I should have listened to what Dale said, which. I should have listened to what Dale said. He's like, I don't think you should do that. So I'm going to give you some examples of these are legitimate conversations that have happened between a husband and a wife or significant others, right? Mm. And I thought we'd go, because has anybody here, raise your hand, especially in the audience, raise your hand if you've ever had a disagreement or an argument with your significant other because of a misunderstanding. Actually, I'm gonna hold up both hands because it happens. Literally, it happened just a few minutes ago. I asked about, there was something on the counter. We didn't get into an argument, but it was a complete misunderstanding. I asked about something on the counter, and my wife answered the question, but it's not what I was expecting, and so I was completely confused. And for like 3 or 4 minutes, we're bouncing back and forth, saying the same thing, but neither one of us are. I'm not understanding what she's saying. Anyway, so. Here's a conversation between a husband and a wife. The wife, can I ask you a question? The husband's response, can you tell me what this is in regard to before I decide? This is how men think. If you, ladies, if you come up and say, can we talk? The first thing that's going through our head is, well, sure, I'm always here for you. I'm always here for us to talk. The thing that runs through our head is, why? What has happened that I need to know about before? What do I need to be prepared for before we have this conversation? Have you ever had that? Holly, you've been married for like 74 years now. And your kids, your 12 kids, kids are all in college.
Oh.
And
no.
Dale, we don't know about Dale's.
I've not been married. You know that.
Yes.
But still, I've been in arguments, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah. Okay. So many. There's been too many to count. But what's a disagreement where you've said something and it's just not connecting? You're saying it's in your head, and you're like saying, "Okay, I'm telling you this," but they're not getting it. They're just not understanding it.
It's the whole Mars and Venus thing. That's for real. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and they speak different. Different languages.
I just think it's personalities, regardless of gender. I just think, anybody can do that. I've had that with other female friends. Like, I think it's just people are different. And then also you come from, the term assumicide comes to mind.
What? I like that word. Say it again.
It's called Assumicide, and it's a book. So there's a book that I'm reading. I might have plugged it before. I don't know.
Are you getting any money for these plugs?
No, I know. I
Okay.
should, right? So it's called a
Today's show brought to you
suicide,
by-
and so it's pretty much when you like the wife coming to you and saying, "Hey, can we talk?" Your brain starts assuming, "Oh my God, what is she going to talk to me about?" Or what happened?
Something's
Do I need
wrong.
to know. So you immediately, it's kind of like jumping to conclusions too. Or they say something and you assume what they mean by it and it's harder as married couples because you know each other so well, you know how they work, and so you assume, well, because you're that way, I know that's what you actually mean, even though this is what you said. And it's like, no, back up. And so the assume-aside thing is when you're having a conversation or communication,
Okay.
the other person assumes ahead of time and kills the conversation. Assume-aside.
So how long does it take to become that way? Where you know the other person so well, it's like, I don't even need to, don't talk. I know what you're going to say. I see it in your face. I can see it in your body language. I can tell by the hammer you have in your hand that you're not happy with something. Okay, I can tell.
For me, it's a bag of frozen chicken. So, yeah, that happened.
Well, look at this angle of look at this angle of communication. Like women, like a woman tells her husband, like, maybe something's going on at work and or something's wrong, and a guy's instant reaction is he wants to solve the problem.
He wants to fix it.
Whether the woman just wants you to listen.
He just wants you to listen.
Yeah.
Stop trying to fix it and just listen.
Seth looks like he's hearing this for the first time. He's like.
What? It is very true. And here, this is a double-edged sword, okay, for guys, because once we understand that most of the time, ladies, when you come to us and you've had a no good, rotten, very bad day, and you want to just dump, you just want to get it out.
You just want to vent.
Thank you. That our job is to listen. Pay attention. That's the key. Pay attention and don't try and fix. Just be there, right? Understand it and empathize as best that we can. Some of us empathy it's not our strong suit. But here's the key, guys. You have to continue to pay attention. You can't be thinking about other things, just going, right?
The nodding and smiling
right?
thing.
The nodding, smiling, and then reacting in a positive way every once in a while. Because, if you're like, sure, I understand. No, you're right. Right, I gotcha. She's going to say something that's going to require a negative response. Like, should I have beaten that person with a bag of frozen chicken? And you're like, yeah, sure, I understand. Right. No, Then all of a sudden she's going to realize you're not paying attention.
But the thing is with you, trouble. That is the answer. That's the. if you said no, then that.
Yeah. If I had been like, no, you shouldn't have struck them in any way about the face. You hit them down here where the bruises don't show. That's my. Okay, so assume-aside. I'm going to use that. I've never heard that before.
I like that.
I know.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so here's another example. The wife says, will you please, for the final time I'm asking you, put the dishes in the dishwasher? 5 seconds later, she's also responding, oh my God, not like that. Okay. My wife and I, we have this unspoken argument about how to load the dishwasher. We have never, Holly, you're laughing because do you guys do this?
Well, no, because I can talk about that later. But
okay.
No, we don't. But I know the different ways of loading the dishwasher, and some people are very specific.
Right, and I have a way of doing it. Right, all the glasses and the drinkware goes on this side, and then the plastic stuff goes over here on this side. Then you close it up, and then the big plates are on the back, and then they are in descending order. The big plates, then the smaller plates, and then finally the little plates, and everything has its place. Right.
Now, do the utensils go up or down? That's the question.
Well, it depends. Now, sharp knives go pointy end down. Butter knives, dull, they go up so that they get scrubbed. Forks, up. Tines, up. Okay? You see what I'm saying? And so...
I'm thinking Ralph was in the doghouse when he said Holly was the dishwasher in the house, not the one that you load up there.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
no. He never said that. If he did, that was where the frozen chicken came from. So, yeah,
What do you mean? I took good care of the dishwasher. I bought her flowers. No, that's not how it works. So when I wash the dishes or I load the dishwasher, they're done a certain way. But when my wife starts doing them, they're done an entirely different way. And I've noticed that it is a significant difference. Now, we have never, ever had a conversation, discussion, disagreement, argument, nothing over how to load the dishwasher. But it is very, very apparent that we do it differently, right? So I'm going to ask Dale this because I know the answer to this. Do you have very specific ways that dishes should be done? And have you ever had a disagreement over dishes?
No, the only thing that I don't like when dishes are happening is like if you got a sudsy water and you're letting that water run. Like it's not anything about the water bill or anything. It's just like it's something about that. And the same thing with the toothbrush, the brushing the teeth, the water just constantly running while you're.
Okay, so let me see if I understand. When you're brushing your teeth, you got to turn the water on, rinse the brush, turn the water off, do your thing. And when you're doing dishes, you have to turn the water on.
You suds the dishes, put a bunch in the sink, and then rinse them all at the same time.
Okay, so do you put them in a big sink full of water?
No, you could. Well, the sudsy part's full of water, but the rinse you can run it as long as you want, as long as you're rinsing a bunch of dishes at once. Not like washing. There's no dishes over to rinse, and then you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but what's the difference if you're having the water run and you do one at a time, wash, rinse, stack?
Because you're not rinsing anything. It's just running. The water's just running. There's nothing there. You're doing rinse, stack, rinse, stack. It's still running while you're putting it over here. Isn't that funny how that bothers me? That there's something like loading the dishwasher. My attitude is, hey, they're in there. You know, it ain't. It's really. They're just in there. You're lucky you got in there. So that's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Miss Holly?
Yeah, I have specific. Well, here's what we have done in the past 6 months that is it has helped us in our household greatly is I don't do laundry anymore. Ralph does laundry. And I wash dishes. He does not wash dishes. And we have a lot of other things that we have divvied up. Like he does the lawn. I do the bills. He vacuums. What else do I do?
Do you make him wear a little outfit while he's cleaning the house?
Yeah, if he wants to. It's fine. I have some.
Does he do a good job on the laundry?
Yeah, he does. We've been having laundry issues with our
machine.
Yeah. Well, it's not his fault. We have our machine is having problems. So, yeah, it's been fine. And he folds them. And so.
Whoa!
I know. Next question, because just like with loading the dishwasher, we have had discussions where I've been told, no, honey, I've shown you this 1,000 times. This is how you fold towels. Do you have a specific way that you require the towels to be folded?
No, I don't care because I'm not doing it. So I could not care less. As long as they're in the bathroom for me to use and they smell nice, I'm good. I'm fine. Because my thing is it's the I don't have to worry about it. And so I worry about other things. And instead of worrying about all of it and who's going to do it this time, I don't worry about it. It's much better.
I think you hit on something that's really a good idea is talking about all the household chores and then kind of finding a way that works because the way Chris does laundry and she's like amazing at it.
Of course you're going to say that, so you don't have to do it. She's amazing. She's amazing.
Well, I mean, she might watch the show, you know. So
hey, I admit that too about laundry because I'm like, no, Ralph does a great job. I'm not doing it.
No, she does the laundry and vacuuming and so forth. Madison dusts.
Oh, got her to work already, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Madison is in charge of cleaning her bathroom. We kind of maybe a little bit share cleaning the rest of the bathrooms. I usually have toilet duty. That's my job. I get to scrub the toilets because
you mess it up probably more than anybody.
What?
I'm just assuming.
No, I didn't hear what you said. What was
You
that?
may
Okay,
mess it
anyway.
up for him.
And so,
Makes sense.
and then I do the majority of the cooking. And so we usually have a way of doing the cooking is if I prep everything and cook everything, then she comes behind and puts it away and cleans. Yeah, and sometimes it depends. When she cooks, I'll come behind and put away and clean. And sometimes those duties intermingle just a little bit. But I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, or a little before 4, and take the dog out on weekdays, right? Because I got to go to the studio and be there yesterday anyway. So I take care of the dog. But on weekends, she's so cool. She gets up and takes care of the dog at the time that would normally be. Because look, the dog's on a schedule. We've discovered that. Here's a little sidebar. We discovered something. Holly, you have a dog, right?
Yes.
Okay. Who's the boss in the family?
Grace's. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Grace is your daughter, right?
Yeah, so Grace is our daughter.
No,
Yeah,
not in our family.
Yeah, Franny is the dog. Franny, she does push us around.
Mm.
But we were just talking about how she's like Ellie. She's a little dumb, you know, like sweet dumb. Oh, you're so cute. You know,
Right.
She gets in the way a lot, and she's so cute. Like we trip over her, and we have our kitchen's kind of a weird shape and kind of galley style, and so if she gets. It's weird to explain, but anyway, she gets in our way as far as our feet, and anyway, but she's sweet. Bless her heart.
Most of the time, I walk the dog. Then Chris, my wife, she walks the dog on weekends. Now, Ellie was feeling a little. She was having some tummy troubles. Let's put it this way. And when that happens, you have to collect a sample to take to the vet to be analyzed. And so here it is, about 5 o'clock in the morning. It's dark outside. I'm walking the dog, and Chris is carrying the bag. And she's going to catch when the delivery is made. And it is at that moment when it is 5 o'clock in the morning on a weekend. We are both walking around the neighborhood behind our dog with a plastic bag when we realize neither one of us are in charge of this family. Why are we up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Because the dog needs to go out. Why are we postponing our weekend trip? Because we got to take care of the dog. We realize it very, very clear. You're walking the dog, and here's Bob polishing his BMW, and what are you doing? You're bending down, picking up dog poop in a plastic bag. That really lets you know who's in charge around here. Who's in charge? That's the way.
I mean, it's just love, Seth. I mean, you treat your dog like you treat your child sometimes, and you would do those weird things for them because you love the dog.
Look at his face. The other day I was talking to him on the phone, and I said, that dog has grown on you over the years. And he was, oh no. I said, you're going to bawl when something happens to that dog.
She is a sweetie. Every once in a while, and she knows too, because I'll be just pissed at that dog. It's like, and I'm sitting on the sofa, and she'll jump up and just plop right in my lap, and then look up at me like, "Hi." I'm like, fine, pet.
Melt that Grinch heart of yours.
Yes, I love you too, you big dumb dog. All right,
I got one question real quick before you go on.
Sure.
When Chris is cooking, and you go by, like maybe Chris has got her back turned, you go by the stove, maybe you might take a taste or whatever. Do you go and put more salt or something without her looking? Or
no, I don't hide it at all. No.
Wow.
No. When she's cooking, and it's the same.
It needs more salt.
No. I mean, because it'd be like I grab a pinch of the salt and I'm getting ready to throw it in. She's like, "What are you doing?" Nothing.
No.
It's this is bath salt. No. We're good like that. Now, one thing is interesting is that she is right sometimes when I get a little heavy on the garlic. I'm one of those that think the more garlic, the better.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I love garlic too. Yeah.
Love it. The problem of it is garlic has a tendency to cause things to be disruptive later. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even go there. Okay.
Then she has the right to make you clean the toilet. Then there you go. So
I hadn't thought about that, but
just
that
she's
actually kind of makes it. Oh, fine. You want to put more garlic in the food? That's fine. Here's the toilet brush.
Yep. Take care of that yourself.
You're going to need that later.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure of that. You're going to need this. All right. So, Dale, this one is directed for you. We don't pick on you very often.
I know. Let's pick on Dale.
No. You're the resident single guy right now, kind of, sort of. So here it is. If and when you ever get hitched, right? And the new perfect, wonderful Mrs. Dale steps into the household. You guys start setting up. Do you do the dishes the way she wants them done, or are you going to make her do the dishes the way you want them done?
See, I never asked somebody to do it the way that I want it done. It just kind of irks me when, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They can do it any way they want to, but it's maybe till I get to that point where the dishwasher's being loaded like you guys have to deal with. I mean, I'll have to see, but I just
But
don't know.
you're a lot like me in that you have a very particular way of doing things, don't you?
Yeah, certain things, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Is there
Everybody's got their
anything?
ways.
Well, yeah. Is there anything that you wouldn't change? Is there anything that you're like, nope, this is the way it's going to be. It's going to be my way, or
it's hard
nope.
to say, man. It depends. Yeah. It's hard to say.
All right, Holly, when you guys got married, what was the main thing that you guys had to compromise on when you guys got together?
Like living arrangements. I think we just had to figure out food and like who's going to cook and who could cook.
Right.
Because
who's the best cook in the house?
Well, and also when you're dating, it's like, let's go to this restaurant and this fast food place and all of that. So you don't think about that, and then you get married and you're like, wait, which of us can cook? Because I'm not very good at it.
Is Ralphie the cook or you?
Oh, Ralph is the cook. In fact, he has in the recent months he has like really gotten into culinary stuff, and he watches stuff on YouTube, and we recently got a second grill, and he's really into it, and I am so stoked because I'm like, finally a hobby that I can enjoy too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny, when I started cooking, doing the exact same thing. That's exactly how it happened. I started watching Alton Brown's Good Eats, and it was like, oh, well, not only is this show entertaining and informative, but I think I could actually try that. I'd try a few things, and it didn't kill the family.
Yeah.
So, and my mother-in-law is one that I've tried a few things and experimented. And she's like, anytime, be your guinea pig. Anytime you want to try new stuff, absolutely, be more than happy to try it.
Yeah. So that's we're very happy.
All right, stupidest question I've ever asked on these podcasts. Stupidest questions, the most worn-out topic, but it is an irksome thing. Ready?
Irksome.
Toilet paper, over or under?
I gotta think here. To me, it's there. The big picture thing.
Thank goodness it's just there.
I'm saying, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of the best.
He's gonna close his eyes and picture it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Holly. What is yours? Over, under?
Well, Ralph is very particular, and he says it's over or nothing.
He's right.
So
no, not over or nothing.
No, over doesn't work.
No.
Well,
no.
Like over. Yeah. Over.
Under.
Over.
No,
what do you like?
Over. And so I don't care, and so I was like, whatever.
Ditto.
It's toilet paper. I care about the quality of the toilet paper we buy more than which way it rolls. So
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Fortunately, my wife and I both agree. A, on quality, and B, on it has to go over. There is this whole under thing. That's wrong. First, it's just wrong. I don't know why you do that. People with cats, well, it's so the cat doesn't, mess with the toilet paper and run it all over the place. Well, you know how you do that? You grab the cat, you throw it in the other room, and you close the bathroom door.
Throw it.
Okay, gently toss.
Wow.
Well, you know what I think with the under thing? I just think it's gross that the toilet paper, like when it hangs, it's like up against the wall. And, if you don't clean the wall regularly, there might be, some splatter or whatever. I don't know. I think about that kind of stuff. I clean the bathrooms, remember?
Wait a minute.
Like, it needs to
Hang on. What in the heck is going on in your family?
I know.
that there is splatter on the wall. I was with you on I don't want it to hang on against it because maybe dust or something. But splatter? Holly, do you need to see a doctor?
It's not me. It's not me. I clean it. Okay, so
you clean the splatter. So what you're saying is you're the one that creates the splatter, but at least you have the decency to clean it up.
No.
She said Ralph took 2 points off the backboard.
He's like, is he shooting from downtown? What are we doing here? Oh gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Splatter.
Gosh.
Now
we don't have this problem now because our bathroom is set up in such a way that it's not a problem anymore. Our toilet paper rack is like.
Well, you got blast shields around the toilet. Is that what the deal is?
No, it's set up like our toilet paper roll is like separate. It's not attached to the wall.
Yeah,
right.
It's on
a toilet stand.
Yeah,
it's a stand,
yeah.
and so there's no,
no
I think we found the title to today's episode.
While we're on toilet talk, everybody, I've had some work done. I had work done in my house, had my bathroom remodeled. I just had some tile put in.
Yeah.
I didn't think to look at the bathroom that the repairmen or the installers were using. I can't believe they would go to somebody's house and just
what
all down the front and everything.
What?
I just
ew.
Not like, but the other. It's like I was like.
What?
Yeah.
In your house?
Yeah.
That's not right.
No, that's inexcusable.
Well, okay. So Ralph used to work on construction sites, and so he would do the phones and internet and stuff for that. But he would say that the guys would just go anywhere, and because it was construction, it's concrete, and they would just go whenever, wherever.
And
I'm like, this is a brand new place, and you're peeing all over the place. Okay. Anyway, that's gross. So.
Wait a minute, you're saying it's gross and you're the one that has walls that are splattered.
You're the one with the spatter problem.
Not anymore. It's gone. Maybe it's splatter with an L. I think that's a better word.
Yeah, spatter.
Splatter.
Spatter
let's
usually
go with splatter. Yeah.
See, when you say spatter, it sounds like it's under high pressure. And it usually is referring to blood. Okay, I've watched
really?
enough.
Oh
I've watched enough true crime on Netflix. I understand what that means.
Gosh. No,
anyway.
Yeah, splatter with an L.
Okay. That's so much better. That's just low pressure, but with thicker viscosity.
Oh my gosh. Can we move on?
Toilet talk here, everybody.
Welcome to the commode call. Okay. Well, I think we're done. That was
I'm
tremendous.
so sorry.
Time to flush it all down right now.
Oh, man.
There's no coming back from that.
No, there's really not. There's really not. If you have any issues that you would like us to address on your favorite podcast, if there's social issues, if there's economic issues, anything at all that is on your heart, you know what to do. That's right. Send it to us via email, sethmilamedia@gmail.com. Don't forget, check us out on YouTube and wherever your favorite podcast may be sold. I'm sorry.
On the next podcast, we're going to talk about what makes your stomach hurt.
No, I think we're going to do maybe colostomy karaoke on the next. That is just.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean for that to happen.
I would expect this from Dale or from me. I just don't expect that kind of...
I mean, I'm such a practical person. I'm literally thinking about the practicalities of this. Not
right.
this is playing out.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right.
Sorry.
All right, that's it for this podcast. Don't forget, check us out. We drop...
We splatter once a week, right? Splatter?
Did you say drop? Really?
The episodes drop usually every Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, man.
On a regular basis.
I think the end of the podcast is kind of problematic for us. I think that's what we've discovered.
Yeah, that is it. So we're just going to end it. Thank you very much for being a part of it. And we can't wait to have another conversation or therapy session, whichever way you want to look at it. We'll talk to you next time right here on the best podcast on the planet.